All right, welcome everybody to Ramble number 4. Today is December the 2nd, 2021. Just ate a hot dog for breakfast, and the days are getting shorter out here in beautiful British Columbia. We're getting sunset at like 4:10, 4:20 p.m. It's been pretty unenjoyable for me because I like to golf and play basketball throughout the year, and it's becoming tougher and tougher to do that when I finish work. I should have more motivation to play old school during this time because I am, I am just staying inside now, but I haven't had the motivation for that either. It must be like the seasonal depression and stuff. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. This is like my third take because my mic was muted for fucking half an hour. God, and my voice is getting hoarse now already, but welcome to my ramble. This is not going to be like my usual ramble where I update you guys on my accounts, goals, and progressions. I'm going to be talking about an issue that I'm pretty passionate about, mainly that on third-party cheat clients and, what they what they are for me, kind of what my stance is on them and why I am so strongly against them and whatnot. So, yeah. If you haven't watched my rambles before, though, I am working on some collection log and clue scroll goals at the same time. I'm working on the Sarachnis log, and I'm working on getting my 300 hard and 200 elite clues completed. So, currently, I'm doing some like Iron Man type of shit. I am I mine some Lovakite ore, and I'm trying to smelt it into bars and make it into sets so I can do this elite clue step, which is really annoying. I have to like hand in a Shazian armor pack for a Sherlock step, and it's kind of annoying. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. So I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I am very passionate on this. I want to get a lot of points across. Hopefully I can get them all across. So I'm just gonna start off, I guess, with look at that, start off with the wrong teleport actually. How about that? I'm just going to start off with a disclaimer, I guess, on enhanced or cheat clients, as I call them. Sometimes they are actually enhanced clients. I take that back. Enhanced/cheat clients. Just quick disclaimer, I have nothing against any of the people who cheat or use enhanced clients. You're pretty much taking what Jagex has given you, and while you do have access to stuff that most people don't have access to, and you are, and while these clients are unhealthy to the game for a multitude of reasons, I don't think it is. I have nothing against you, and there's a lot of people in the high-level community that use it, and now I am fully aware. But I have nothing against you. I think this is ultimately this is Jagex's fault. It is Jagex's fault, and they finally, I think, started to take some action towards it. But yeah, quick disclaimer: it is Jagex's fault. They've kind of spent the last, old school has been out for 7 or 8 years, and the only thing they've done about cheat clients is write blog posts, and that's pretty much Jagex for you. I guess the approach that they've taken is like they want to let the community improve the game, and by that I mean they want to let the community decide what is right and what is wrong. But over time, people start to, I guess, want easier stuff. Maybe the player base is changing. Maybe mobile came out. It doesn't have to always do with cheat clients, but people are, Jagex has been letting the community decide on stuff. And when it comes to plugins and stuff, it's kind of unhealthy for the game. It can affect stuff like the economy. It can affect stuff like speedruns. It can affect stuff like releasing new content. It can affect stuff like community clan events. It has an effect on the community, essentially. Yeah, plugins and cheat and enhanced clients can affect a lot of things negatively. And again, it's nobody's fault for using them. Partially, I guess. So I'll get into kind of my story. I'll kind of tell you why I'm so devastated, and I'll kind of explain for people who are new to enhanced clients how they work, most of them. So really quick, kind of, I've been exposed the first time I was exposed to a cheat client was probably when I was watching like a PKing stream in 2014, 15, 16, and I saw a person, the streamer was fighting against, pretty much use a plugin that from an external client that or enhanced client or cheat client that basically changed the gear for them depending on what the streamer was wearing, or like if the streamer switched his weapon, their client would change prayer, and this would be instantaneous. This would be like ungodly reaction speed to do this for like 27 consecutive switches, to have just like the perfect switch all the time. Like, it's just insane. That's the first time I was exposed to like cheating in the game. Apart from botting, I guess botting is also a cheat client, but it's not going to apply to this video. Then, you know, I did see some videos on Reddit, Twitter, you know, just about PVM cases where pretty much it's kind of the same thing. You're getting told what to pray, instead of automatically switching that prayer for you, you're kind of being indicated like, pray this is coming next. This is going to land here. This is going to explode in 6 ticks. You know, and I've been seeing a lot of like these PVM plugins that kind of just take away the mental capacity of some of the PVM encounters. And while it might not be a lot of mental capacity, and while a lot of people who do use these clients are actually mechanically really good at the game, it kind of just seems like an unfair advantage in terms of like learning, perseverance, GP per hour. Like, you know, a person who maybe does TOB all day with a cheat client and without a cheat client, I think the person with a cheat client is going to get more purples. I also think that the person with a cheat client is going to die less. I think that they'll get tired, they'll get mentally fatigued less. So that's kind of like an impact already on, like, that's already an economic impact, is that your output for TOB is like way higher. For example, like I find Fasani's Nightmare as well like a challenging boss. No longer challenging, but I just find it very mentally, intense, and I feel like people who use the cheat clients there can slave it for a day and just fucking crash the price. But again, not their fault. And then fast forward to 2021, where my current story is taking place. I started learning TOB, and super awesome clanmates have offered to help me. And, you know, while I was on my first attempt, you know, I kept getting, you know, multiple people were teaching me. I was being taken on multiple raids by different clan members, and people have asked me, you know, do you have socket? Do you have any cheat client that you can use? We can help you out with that. It's easier to learn. You'll make mistakes less. I guess they were kind of like pissed because if you're not familiar with TOB, like the first room, the maiden room, can get really fucking AIDS if a noob is in there. Essentially, you just start stepping on the blood, or you start feeding the crabs and the Nilos, and the maiden room can just explode and turn into a mess, and you have to constantly reset. So I guess I was getting encouraged to like use a cheat client to understand the mechanics better and stuff. And some people like playing on cheat clients because it makes the game more fun for them, it looks like. But I was kind of sketched out by that. I was like, what do you mean, do I have a cheat client? Like, are you seriously just asking me if I'm cheating? Like what kind of... I was confused, but then I realized that everybody cheats in the high-level community. Like, 80% of the people cheat, and I was like, oh, that's why people are just so open about asking, do you have socket? Do you have, you know, blue light, this, whatever? And that's when 2021 was the year I pretty much became devastated in the high-level community, and, you know, a lot of people I looked up to, I kind of just don't look up to anymore. A lot of achievements that I've seen, you know, like world records, I kind of shrug my shoulders now, because I'm like no one's ever going to be able to do that unless they, you know, have something that like solves the soda zig maze for them, or, you know, these like combat achievements that are new now. Like, I don't know how many of people used enhanced clients to achieve them. You know, how many infernal capes are legitimate? It just became like very devastating to me, and that's pretty much where I'm at right now, and I'm really against them. So I'll just go over kind of how they work for people who are new here, like to these things, these enhanced clients. Essentially, most of them are kind of like exact. They're like exact replicas of RuneLite, and like let's say blue light, which I've used for like 5 top KC, and I regret doing, and I was like, fuck this shit, I'm never gonna cheat again. essentially the way Blue Light works, or probably other clients, is that it loads RuneLite through that client, and your RuneLite settings are all there. You're signed into your RuneLite account. It's like the same thing. The only difference is that the plugin hub for the cheat clients has access to external plugins, which are not on the plugin hub for RuneLite. Essentially, these external clients, these external plugins, you can find on like GitHub repositories, and sometimes they are sketchy. They can hack your account. They have like, you know, viruses and shit. Sometimes they have, you know, sometimes they're trusted, and sometimes they're undetectable by Jagex. But essentially, you can download any client you want, and the reason why they are like in external GitHub repositories is because they kind of agree against like Jagex's really undecisive stance on clients. Here's a list right here that I'm going to flash really quick. I guess I'll get into slightly. But yeah, so that's how they work. And if you were like streaming them, for example, you cannot tell if someone's using a cheat client unless you see some like visuals in the game that you don't see it from RuneLite. Then you'd be like, okay. But it literally says like RuneLite in the top left corner. So that's kind of how they work. I guess I'll just go over like I'm out of Lova kite bars, so I might as well just switch over to Firefox. Man, we got a cough. This is kind of just like hoarse voice kind of cough, I hope. This was kind of a news post from 2019 of like cheat clients. I think this was when there was like an outcry on Twitter, and people were like posting all the top plugins and how stupid they are. But yeah, they kind of say that this stuff is, you know, raids, sub bosses, slayer bosses, you know, wave based minigames, 5 cave, inferno, you know, stuff like next attack prediction is on you know, these PVM plugins, you know, telling you what to pray next, you know, like in Inferno, like in Fosani's Nightmare, like other challenging activities that are usually without these plugins really hard to learn and make money from. Impact locations, this isn't like that big, for example. This is like when there's falling boulders at Chambers of Xeric, you know, tells you where it's gonna land. What else do you have here? Target locations, pretty much, you know, the same type of deal. Prayer switching indicators, you know, fuck that. Tick timers, you know, these are attack counters, essentially tick timers. It tells you when the boss is about to attack, which is kind of silly, you know. Some people don't think it's a big deal, but like RuneScape is such a rhythmic game, and you know, I feel like the best feeling you get from RuneScape when you're doing like a challenging skilling method or PVM challenge is you're in this like rhythm of knowing what's gonna happen. You're in tune. You're in this like special frequency, and when you just have attack counters, you're kind of just reading a number and it's telling you when to, you know, it's like Guitar Hero. It's telling you when to hit the next note, and it's just kind of annoying. You can see kind of, maybe there's some skilling examples I can go over here. There's a lot of like menu entry swaps, which are usually OP for skilling, but they can be OP for like the PVM as well. Like you can be doing the Nilocus room, and you can never click on the incorrect Nilocus because there's like a menu entry swapper for that. It's called Wheelchair Nilocus. It's on Blue Light. You have, you know, I don't know, like, I will post this in the description. You know, PvP, well, you know, any comments, you know, just, there you go. There's a skilling example. Pickpocketing, you know, burying bones, you know, construction, like, that's all OP for skilling, too. By far, PvP is the most broken, but detached camera, you could probably like click ZMI from like one screen with a detached camera. Yeah, so just take a considered unacceptable if they act similarly. What is similarly, you know? I mean, mathematically, similarly means like the same structure kind of thing. Like, but again, people are going to take this the wrong way, and we have menu entry swapper and RuneLite. So RuneLite's menu entry swapper acts similarly. Why is the menu entry swapper for construction considered banned? You know, like, anyways, take a look at that. Overall, very devastated. You know, just like with the PVM plugins, you know, what happened to letting players just kind of discover things? You know, that's been like a big, like, not only is it fun to get into a rhythm and not even use tick counters and kind of just be in the zone where you're like skilling like a beast or PVMing with like 0 mistakes and 0 lost ticks, but like it's also fun to discover things and like self-optimize. You know, I've seen a lot of people in my clan who have like less EHB than me, and I'm not a PVMer at all. They have like 80 EHB, and they're learning like Fasanis for the first time with all this like, you know, I'm gonna say like lent out gear, and they're using like steroid client or whatever, and they're just like they learn it on like the 3rd KC, and they start pulling these like Inquisitor pieces that, like, you know, it took me like 45 deaths to get my first Fasani's KC. I was so mentally exhausted. I could only dedicate like 4 runs a day. I could only, you know, but it felt like an achievement. It probably felt like, you know, you get an Infernal Cape when I got my first Fasani's KC. I'm like, yes. You know, I've gotten to phase 5 so many times, but I've finally been able to kill it on my like 45th death. All the running I did, I had to run back and get my shit in the sleep dungeon. You know, it was just such a challenge. It was such a grind. It was such a progression to get to that perfect rhythm, you know, to kill Fasani's Nightmare. Here I am at 450 KC, and now it's like playing a piano for me, and it's fucking awesome. But, you know, like, people always ask, like, people are always wondering, like, why is, like, PVM, you know, people are complaining that PVM is becoming so stale, but it has to do with cheating, you know, like the release of new content. Like, why are so many people unsatisfied? Like, we're going to be unsatisfied with, like, the rewards and next and you know, raids 3 potentially. Like, why are people potentially going to be unsatisfied? It's because of cheating, and like PVM is becoming stale to people because of cheating. The economy is getting ruined partially because of cheating. I mean, there's botting that's cheating, but there's gold farming, which is like, I don't know if that's legal, but then there's also just people who can like do hard bosses, like, well, not hard bosses, but they can do bosses like Fasani's Nightmare with like minimal mental exhaustion, and they're just able to pump out purple so much more in the game. And people don't want to get into speed running because it's just cheating, and like people don't want to get into, you know, it's just all like fucking getting ruined, and I'm just so sad about it. So, you know, it's like a natural bodybuilder versus an unnatural bodybuilder. The natural bodybuilder is not going to be able to look like the unnatural one, and there's nothing that he can do unless he cheats. So, that's kind of like enough rambling about that. Just you know, if you are cheating, accept that you're cheating. Like, don't deny the truth, because if you are denying the truth, you're basically getting more and more unsatisfied about the game, and you're not learning things the hard way, and it's just, you know, you gotta not deny the truth. Okay, if you cheat, I have nothing against you, but just understand what's happening here, and that's my take as well. I'm just gonna go quickly over my solution, I guess. Is it time for a birdhouse run? Nearly. Damn it. Okay, what should I do? I guess I should mine more Lovakite, just a little bit more. I'll mine a little bit more Lovakite. So my solution's pretty simple. I think everyone foresees this, but the Steam client is becoming more and more updated, and I think the long-term plan of the Steam client is to have its features accessible on their Java client. Like, I think the Java client's going to be just replaced with the Steam client, with the C++ client, which is essentially the Steam client at this stage. So that's kind of like the long-term thing that Jagex is taking the direction of. My proposed solution is for them to just completely privatize the code. They should make, in the long run, like, I'm going to give them like 3 years at most. They should really make the Steam/C++ client a good competitor with RuneLite, maybe even better, and then eventually just shut down everything that isn't written in C++ or that isn't connected to their game. Like, they can have a protocol that detects, are you signing in through the official Jagex client? Because they're writing this client out from scratch, and they didn't share all their shit to OSBuddy and like RuneLite like last time. They're able to like make protocols now that can detect, are you on the official game client? And this will solve a lot of botting. This will solve a lot Like, you want to fix PvP? How about you fucking fix cheating clients? Because that's the biggest problem I have with PvP. Just a quick aside is like, I cannot PK like the best PKers in the game cannot kill cheaters in PvP. That's how bad it is. And to me, like, it's not a fair fight, even if it's a 1v1. Like, I used to PK, I used to tribrid, I used to one def, I used to do all that shit. So, just not a fan. Like, privatize the code. Then you can deny all these clients that way. It's basically like also, I don't know if people have heard of MOS tests. The MOS stands for Measure of Software Similarity. But essentially, you're going to be able to, I feel like the Steam C++ client is going to be able to tell who is, if another client's that's connecting to the game, like if their information is similar to C++ client or if it's not. If it's not similar, just whoosh, get hit with like a 1 week ban or something and then learn your lesson. Like trust me, guys, in 3 years at most, I think the C++ client will have everything you wanted. You don't need a lot of visuals to play the game. Like, I only need these little like squares, GPU, and like maybe the clue solver, which Jagex has accepted. I think Jagex is probably also going to accept like a quest solver, but yeah. So, and man, it took a long time to get to the solution, but essentially, yeah, that's or for me to get to like the solution in the video. But essentially, my solution is that Jagex should just do a full-on takeover because they have the utility. They're going to have the utility to like literally detect what's official and what isn't. And it's going to make designing PVM more fun. Puzzles aren't going to get abused. You're going to be able to PK like more fairly. You're going to be able to, skilling and stuff. The methods are going to change probably for the better. Probably there will be a lot of devaluement, but like, yeah, everything's just going to get changed for the better, you guys. So, yeah, that's my take on it, guys. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I appreciate everyone who's watched the ramble so far. If you made it to the end here, shout out to you. And again, if you use these cheat clients, it's not your fault. It's Jagex's fault. You're just employing the meta. And did you guys know that that meta stands for most effective tactic available? Well, that's pretty much what you're doing. So you're not at fault. Think about other immoral shit. Iron Man ulting. People were Iron Man ulting until it got banned. So bannable. So it's not they were employing the most effective tactic available. And same goes with like NMZ for 12 hours a day or whatever. Like, that now you can get banned for, or no, wait, was that patched or you can get banned for it now? I don't know. But likewise, yeah, I feel like the morality needs to come back and make a comeback and whatnot. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and you can expect the next ramble from me, probably updating you on my clue completions close to the new year. So thank you for watching. Peace out.